पाकिस्तान में बरतानिया की हाई कमिश्नर हैं जेन मैरियट हमारे साथ हैं.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for taking out the time for us. We have some really important questions, and we would love for the Pakistani audience to, listen to it. So, first up, we want to know about this trade dialogue and what tangible impact do you think it is going to make on the partnership of both the countries?
First of all, thanks for having me on this morning. It's great to be back. Trade is so important, but as you were saying earlier, it's the trade that is going to enable everybody to be able to fill their bellies, to have a house, to have a job, to have a life. And so the trade we're looking at between the UK and Pakistan has been going on for many, many years. There's a lot of exports between our two countries, about £5 billion a year. I really want to get that even higher than it already is. And so this trade dialogue has got a couple of purposes. One is to try and increase the ease of doing business between the UK and Pakistan, and we've set up this UK-Pakistan Business Advisory Council to help us work out how to cut red tape at both ends, so still doing the right procedures, but how we get rid of extraneous bureaucracy and hurdles to make sure that we can import-export more to each other than we did before. And secondly, just to give our trade a boost, because there are so many opportunities both in the UK and in Pakistan for trade between the two, that I want us to make the most of that.
Why not?
Has there been a tangible impact of this, this ease of doing business that you have just mentioned? Has there been increase in the volume in terms of pounds and in terms of products? And also, very important question, because a lot of people are interested, you have just launched the digital visas for Pakistani students and workers. So what are the changes that people should know about, and how easy would it make the whole process?
Well, first of all, on the trade side, so as you know, 92% of the goods that go from Pakistan to the UK don't have tariffs on them. We want to make it as easy as possible for Pakistan to be able to trade with the UK, and so 92% of essential goods. There's a tiny minority that have got a small tariff on, because we want to be able to encourage those exports. A lot of it is traditional exports like textiles, which are great, and you walk into most of the high street stores in the UK and you're actually wrapping yourselves in a Pakistani bed sheet or towels. Yeah, they're great and they're such good quality. But I think we want to expand beyond that. The UK's launched its new 10-year industrial strategy, so we're also looking at the opportunities in sectors like IT as well. So just
like
because
minerals.
Minerals, the UK is probably stronger on the services around minerals rather than the actual mining and excavation, but we've got a lot of the services industry around there. So we absolutely want to contribute to Pakistan's growth in this area as well, and it benefits the UK. That's
now coming
the joy.
to the e-visas policy.
And the e-visas, you were talking about digital earlier. Your previous speaker was talking about how everything needs to sort of go digital and go e. And we're being a bit late to this game, to be brutally honest, on e-visas, but we are getting there. So if you're a student or a worker, from now on you can apply for an e-visa. No more putting your passport into the VAC, no more waiting for it so you can't travel somewhere else. You can now apply online, you get an online visa, you link it through the government portal, and then you travel with your e-visa and your passport separately to the UK. At the moment, that's only if you're a student or a worker, but we hope to roll that out, particularly for general visitors visas in the near future as well.
Tourist.
Tourist
okay,
visas.
So we are going to translate a little bit of that, what you said, for our audience as well. क्योंकि लोगों का बहुत ज़्यादा इंटरेस्ट है, और ख़ास तौर पे स्टूडेंट्स की जब बात होती है, बिकॉज एडमिशन्स मिल जाते हैं, जाना मुश्किल होता है, और ऑब्वियसली वीज़ा का एक इशू पड़ जाता है, तो अब ई वीज़ा से ये सब कुछ बड़ा आसान हो जाएगा, सब कुछ डिजिटल है, और ये जो ऑफर अगर आप इसको समझ रहे हैं तो ये दिस इज़ ओनली फॉर स्टूडेंट्स के लिए एंड वर्कर्स एज वेल. तो अगर तो आप टूरिस्ट समझ के सोच रहे हैं कि ये होगा, तो उनके लिए नहीं है. The workers
that should be expanded to at least business community as well, and for the tourist as well. Hopefully that could happen soon.
Yes. That might be the next step, but not just yet. Okay, so we are very intrigued by how Pakistan International Airlines, they have started flying back to the UK as well, and that was stalled for a while. How did that come about, and what were the reasons that the UK government thought that okay, it's time and the flights should
Resume.
So there were concerns, as you know, a few years ago on safety criteria, both the UK and the EU, and Pakistan has done a great job at addressing all of those concerns. So it's a very technical process. I'm not a technical expert, but it takes a while for the technical authorities, the civil aviation authorities in both our countries to be reassured that the right standards have been met. I'm delighted that that process, slow, painful and bureaucratic as it was, concluded in early July, which led to the announcement that Pakistan has been taken off the list of concerned, i.e. Pakistan Airlines, not just PI, but all Pakistan Airlines can now in principle fly directly to the UK. There's a few more hoops that need to be jumped through first, including applying for operating license. That's a fairly quick technical issue. Pakistan has leased some of its landing slots in the UK to other countries. They will need to get those landing slots back. So flights aren't going to turn on overnight, but I hope the process will be quite quick before we can see some Pakistani airlines flying directly to the UK.
There were a few direct connections, yes. But you know, PIA, if a PIA airplane is going to anywhere in the world, it benefits a lot of us. So
भाई direct आपको flights मिल जाती हैं, मतलब अभी
first it benefits PIA, second it benefits all of our grandparents and all of our parents.
Who need direct flights to get from point A to B?
Direct flights because it's not easy for them to hop from on a wheelchair from one plane to another plane.
Okay, another question, since you are here, and this is a question that has come to us from students as well, and we would, if you could share,
UK has been one of the favorite destinations
for education. So shifting scholarship, which has been massively popular in Pakistan for decades. Now, could you maybe share some figures with us that how many Pakistani students every year perhaps avail this opportunity? And
also it's the 1st of August and the window is opening soon for applying.
Yes, oh, I like your lead in there, yes, because the 5th of August is when the Chevening Scholarship application window opens until the 7th of October, so next Tuesday until early October is the opportunity for people to get their applications in for Chevening scholarships. Now Chevening are aimed at people doing a master's level degree, a one-year master's level degree, who've already got their undergrad, who've already shown leadership potential, and we're looking for future leaders of Pakistan. So we're not looking for people to go to the UK and stay in the UK, we're looking for people who want to go, get a different experience and come back and be the future leaders and contributors of making Pakistan a great country. So Pakistan is our 2nd highest number of Chevening scholars in the world. So there's 2,000 who are here at the moment and alumni, and then we usually have somewhere between about 30 and 50, it varies year on year, of Chevening scholars and about the same number of Commonwealth scholars that are run through the British Council. So it's really competitive. We do get a lot of entries and a lot of disappointed people. Sometimes it takes a couple of tries to get in, but pretty much everybody. So I always see the cohort before they go to the UK and when they come back from the UK. Everybody has always had a great time, and it's amazing to see particularly some of the women get even more confident by the time they return.
So ये आपको जानना बहुत ज़रूरी है। Chevening scholarship बहुत मशहूर है, लेकिन in case आपको नहीं पता, बड़ी ही reputable ये scholarship होती है, masters level की है,
बिल्कुल, और थोड़ा सा अगर आपका work experience भी हो तो बहुत वो impact करता है।
Postgraduate basically scholarship है।
इस सारे process में बहुत से पाकिस्तानी जाते हैं, लेकिन the idea is कि वो जाते हैं इस scholarship से फिर they have to come back as well. वो वापस आते हैं और obviously उसके बाद वो contribute करते हैं। तो ये
apply करने की date शुरू हो रही है 5 अगस्त से। So 7 अक्टूबर तक आप 5 अगस्त से इसी साल अभी अगले ट्यूसडे से शुरू हो जाएगा. So if you're looking for this information, you've got it.
Absolutely. Okay, some more questions coming our way since you are here, and we want to, you know, avail this opportunity.
People are still interested in the e-visa policy.
Absolutely, e-visa is there, but we'll come back to that. You know, many countries are competing for investment and talent. Naturally, they are looking at different countries and all that. What makes UK a strong partner for Pakistan in this regard? You know, because this is beyond trade and education and everything else. How would you relate that?
So I think we have those incredibly strong people-to-people links. We've got 1.6 million diaspora, so people of Pakistani heritage in the UK. A lot of them still have family here in Pakistan. So there is a natural affinity, and I think a natural cultural affinity. I feel very at home in Pakistan in a way that hopefully Pakistanis will feel
over there as
happy
well.
working, visiting and living in the UK as well. So I think some of it is that cultural affinity, some of that is of course historic, but also there's just a real sense of the education system, I think. So over 500,000 exams per year are done in Pakistan through the British Council.
That's right.
Our education qualifications are still some of the best in the world. I like to think the best, but I'm sure someone would dispute that.
No, much coveted for Pakistan.
But I think, you know, they're great. They're a high quality standard. We're really trying to expand transnational education here. So that's where you can get a UK university qualification whilst you're still in Pakistan, because we recognise that going to the UK
there are many
for
universities who actually claim that you would end up getting a UK degree while still studying in Pakistan.
Yes.
That is already happening, or
it's already happening. About 12,000 people are currently studying for UK degrees whilst in Pakistan, and that's because we recognise there's a sort of a segment of people who would love to get a UK qualification, but it's just too expensive to go to the UK and live in the UK. So we want to give as many people as possible the opportunity to be able to get that experience. So I think transnational education is really the way of the future. It's digital, it's online. It doesn't give you the same immersive cultural experience, but it does result in a UK qualification at the end.
At least you get the degree at the end of the day. Let us explain this to our...
इससे पहले लोग इसको हॉक से समझते थे,
नहीं, और ये बड़ी दुनिया में ऐसा हो भी रहा है। मतलब दुबई में इतने कैंपसेस हैं अमेरिकन यूनिवर्सिटीज़ के, आप पढ़ाई दुबई में करें और आपको डिग्री जो है वो अमेरिकन मिलती है। लाइकवाइज इधर भी कैंपसेस पाकिस्तान में हो, आप पढ़ वो रहे हैं और बिल्कुल वही पढ़ रहे हैं, करिकुलम वगैरह एवरीथिंग इज़ द सेम, लेकिन आप पाकिस्तान में हैं और डिग्री आपको UK की मिले. So that is also something very interesting, transnational, जो कि आप कह रहे थे हो भी रही है.
हाँ, a lot of, you know, there's an affiliation, but otherwise we don't really have campuses in Pakistan of the reputable UK institutions, but like we see in Dubai, mostly.
I mean, it's something
a lot of countries actually do that.
We're exploring.
Yeah.
So we're exploring. So the University of Bolton is setting up a campus. That's very early days at the moment, but that's
a good
in the process.
That's in the process. So they've sort of broken ground, but it'll be a while before they're actually doing their degrees here. And you know, I would love to see, we're encouraging universities to look at campuses here as well, but I think for now the future is more on this transnational education.
Okay, since you are here and obviously people are want to make use of these opportunities, especially with the trade dialogue having happened, what avenues would you suggest to Pakistani people to maybe explore if they want to do business, you know, in the UK as well? Because I understand that textiles and pharmaceuticals, they have been done for a while now. And I guess you are also looking for something new, something fresh. So where should one start with?
So we're looking particularly around IT, innovation, startups, as well as we were talking about, the more traditional textiles. We still want those. But through our the trade part of our mission, our Department for Business and Trade, there is a gateway. So if you are an aspiring business who would like to export to the UK, you can go on the British High Commission website. You'll find a link there to the trade gateway, and there you'll find a wealth of information about how to be able to export to the UK.
A lot of medical students are still interested in going to the UK. There are two destinations, in the US or UK. For a lot of our doctors who have just gotten their degree or who are in the process of, you know, doing their degree. So is there any ease for them as well in this whole process? So the e-student visa would also apply for the doctors, and when we talk about workers, would doctors come into the same category, or they would have to still submit their passport?
No, absolutely. They are in the e-visa category, and we do want to encourage those medical links between our two countries. So whenever I go to the
old links,
absolutely.
Pakistani doctors have been serving in UK for decades now.
Absolutely, and what I quite like, so when I ever go to my GP here, or the doctor here, or the hospital here, it's usually somebody who is trained in the UK, and then they've brought experience both ways, and so I kind of quite like that. It's not move to the UK, stay there forever.
Right.
There's an exchange that continues to happen. I really like that.
Since we are talking of exchange, now climate change is a very big deal for every country in the world, especially you've witnessed in Pakistan as well with the rains and all, and we've seen unprecedented
heats in Europe, across Europe and
in the UK as well.
Yeah.
So just wondering if there is going to be any exchange on ideas how to mitigate it, how to curtail it, how to go forward with this new reality.
Yeah. So I left Islamabad at the end of June, and it was 30 degrees, and I got to London and it was 31 degrees. I'm like, what is going on
Imagine,
here?
there's no difference now.
No, exactly. Although Islamabad is a bit more humid than London is. But yeah, no.
But we are also equipped, and London is not.
London
The new buildings have maybe
heat.
air conditioning, the central air conditioning and fans,
Yes.
but otherwise it's not.
No,
it's a challenge.
It's not.
And big
It's
cities just trap heat as well. So big cities make it like sort of 5 degrees more than it would be otherwise. So there's a lot of exchange of ideas that happen naturally. So part of this is globally we do need to keep reducing emissions, whether we're looking at electric vehicles or power stations or green energy, but an awful lot of it now is about adaptation and mitigation. And the UK runs a couple of programs here, mainly focused up in GB, which is looking at how we can help local communities adapt and survive.
Absolutely, that's important.
To be honest, the very variable changing temperatures. So drought and floods, you can have, people think they're mutually exclusive, but actually you can have both.
Absolutely.
And if you've had a drought, then the flood is even worse. And actually the floods that have been happening recently, the UK has used about £200,000 to pre-position some assistance, so hygiene packs, first response kits, should that get any worse, but hopefully it will not get worse.
All right, Your Excellency, that brings us to the end of our conversation.
Thank you so much for being here and
Hope
answering
you're
all
having a
these
good time here in Pakistan
questions.
and you have had your hands on all the varieties of mangoes so far?
I've just reached my 2-year anniversary.
Oh, wonderful.
But I've not yet eaten every single of the 250 varieties of mango, but it's on a mission.
Which one is your favourite so far?
Through.
Have you gotten
so the big Multani, I'm completely blanking on them, but sort of the big Multani ones and the sort of the Chaucer, yes. Yeah. And then the little ones that are like a juice
Anvaratol.
Yes.
There you go.
And I promised you I would get better at Urdu, and I failed miserably.
The next time we meet,
I will try.
Well, hopefully.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your time. अच्छा जी, ये सारे आपके सवाल थे जो हमने पूछे, and hopefully सारी actually इन्होंने बार-बार ये भी बताया है कि जो websites हैं इनकी वहाँ से भी आपको सारी details जो हैं वो मिल जाएंगी.